Uniting America with truth, justice, and independence. This is the Norman Goldman Show.
And guess who was out there on the talking heads, Fox Boobs this weekend?
I think he's a traitor.
Well, I think Dick Cheney is a traitor.
I think he's a traitor.
Absolutely.
He does not.
Dick Cheney is out there. I don't know why this guy isn't in prison. And he's out there accusing Edward Snowden of all kinds of bad things. Because Edward Snowden, how dare he try and actually tell us the truth about our government spying on us?
I think it's one of the worst occasions in my memory of somebody with access to classified information doing enormous damage to the national security interests of the United States.
I think Dick Cheney did enormous damage to the national security interests of the United States. And what's most galling about having to watch Dick Cheney, look, it's my job, I apologize, I got to do it so you don't have to. But watching Dick Cheney over there say that he could have prevented 9/11 if they'd had this fascist regime that we have now, come on.
We had this before 9/11. When there were two terrorists in San Diego and been able to use that program, that capability against that target, we might well have been able to prevent 9/11.
Well, guess what there, Mr. Former Illegal Illegitimate Vice President? You did have the authority. The FISA court existed from the 1970s on. You had the FISA court. You had all the dots you could connect. If you want to comfort yourself by telling yourself that 9/11 wouldn't have happened if you'd had this kind of eavesdropping and snooping capability, guess what? You did have this kind of eavesdropping and snooping capability. You're going to have to take responsibility, which is one of your political party's talking points, personal responsibility. You're going to have to take responsibility for the fact that you let America get hit. You let 3,000 Americans die because of your incompetence. You're just going to have to do that. Take some responsibility. And now to listen to this guy out there on the talking heads saying that he thinks what the president's doing is good, that tells me that who's a big government liberal and who's a conservative, nobody knows, and you can't tell me.
I'm obviously not a fan of the incumbent president. I don't know what he did to the program. The program, obviously, from what's now been released, is still in operation. I think it's good that it's in operation. I think it has, in fact, saved lives and that kept us free from other attacks.
Well, there you go. Who is a big government liberal and who is a conservative? Who is a small government conservative? When you've got Dick Cheney saying the president's doing a good job on national security, I like to think it proves my point, that we are all throwing these terms around, liberal, conservative, and we don't know what they mean. And nobody else knows what they mean when we say them, and we're just confusing each other. We're dividing each other. There's no need for division. We can all come together agreeing that we hate corrupt government. We can all come together agreeing the tax code's a joke and a disgrace and needs to be radically reformed. We can all agree that we hate huge budget deficits and a massive national debt. We can all agree that we hate corporate welfare, and we'll be talking more about corporate welfare tomorrow on this radio show. We can all agree that we believe in a simple, clean tax code with tax fairness. We can all agree that we don't want America's manufacturing base to be shipped overseas. There are issues that divide us, like marriage equality. A lot of social issues divide us, like abortion. But on so many big, important issues, like getting rid of corrupt government, like getting rid of private money buying our politicians, like getting rid of huge, massive budget deficits, like getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse in government, like getting rid of this global empire that we have built and is killing us. There are so many huge, fundamental money issues that bind us all together that we could agree on if we would stop dividing ourselves into groups and camps.
Uniting America with truth, justice, and independence. This is the Norman Goldman Show.